Hey guys, and welcome on into another episode of Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Predictions. I'm your host, Terry Edelman at T Picks on Twitter, and we are doing a look ahead at tomorrow's slate, taking a look at the Tuesday 12-game slate. And just before the show started, a few minutes before the show started, I just went on Bet365 and noticed that they have player props for all of tomorrow's games up already. And normally about this time, be seeing um, you'd be seeing like a money line and spread and total from them at this time of day for the following day. Maybe you would see some goal scoring props, but they've got assists and point props and everything up. So I got an early head start on tomorrow, but so did Bet365. So it's beautiful to see. So I actually have some odds to go with tomorrow's games. So we're going to jump right into that. No standings update to look at because nothing has changed since yesterday. I still intend on doing a show tomorrow as usual at the usual time. This is kind of just a bonus look ahead to tomorrow's slate. So if you like any of the shows, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, growing every day, I appreciate it, guys. Jumping into the first game, Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers here. Pittsburgh around plus 120, road dogs. The Flyers minus 140, home favorites. Sixes when it comes to the total here in this game. And when I look at this one here, the Flyers, as you can see, still nobody consistent offensively for them. Are coming off a 6-3 win, though, so maybe the offense is going to start getting going now for the Flyers. But as of yet, I have not seen it from them recently. When it comes to the Penguins, Crosby a point, 3 of 4, so I guess somewhat consistent. But Erik Karlsson has been the consistent player for the Pittsburgh Penguins, even throughout the Four Nations tournament. He has a point in 10 consecutive games and assist in 4 or 5. So if I'm looking at somebody here on tomorrow's slate in this game, it would be Erik Karlsson here. I don't intend on betting him, though. Let's see, what is this? His prop is at. Let's see, plus 132 for Erik Karlsson to get an assist. He is minus 105 just to get a point. So, obviously, well, I have not locked in anything. So, I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of leans on this show. And then tomorrow, I'll have everything locked in. In fact, I'll probably start locking things in early. If we have odds this early, probably start locking in some stuff after the show. But as of right now, Erik Karlsson point or assist is the way I would go in this game. When it comes to the side, you guys know minus 135 is my cutoff point. And the Flyers, while I understand them being favorites here, I couldn't take the Flyers at minus 140. I just couldn't do it. So I won't. Moving on to our next game, maybe talking about another team that's kind of a big favorite here. In this one, we've got the Anaheim Ducks around plus 165, road dogs. The Buffalo Sabres, minus 200, home favorite here in this game. A total of 6 in this one. And, of course, Buffalo's got a hot offense right now. Buffalo's also been winning games recently, 4 of their last 5. So the Sabres are playing well right now. But the Anaheim Ducks are playing pretty well also. They were able to storm back and get it to overtime against the Red Wings. They had won 4 previous games prior to that. And overall, 7-1-1 in their last 9 games are the Anaheim Ducks. So the Anaheim Ducks are playing really well right now. Plus 165 road dogs. The Buffalo Sabres, as I said, they've won 4 of their last 5. The 6-4 loss to Nashville. But previous to that, 5 of their last 6, going back another game. So The 7-2 win against Boston, 4-3 against Nashville, 4-3 against New Jersey, 3-2 against Columbus. Then they lost 6-4 against Nashville before the break, and then an 8-2 win against the Rangers in their only game since the break. So looking at this one here, when it comes to a side, I could only take Anaheim in this game. I think plus 165 is way too big of an underdog here. I don't know if I want to fade the Sabres, though, because as I said, they're playing well. This might be a good draw spot. I know it might not look like it when you look at the odds, but I could see this game going overtime. So that could potentially be a play that I get to here. Now, Buffalo, it's been a while. The last time they went to overtime was January 6th. So a lot of regulation wins and losses for Buffalo over their most recent stretch here. Taking a look at player props, the one that I know I'm going to be on is Owen Power, over half an assist, plus 175. Yeah, I was on it last game, plus 175. Again, great value for Owen Power assist. So we're definitely going to be on that. Jason Zucker point is minus 130, so I was leaning towards that. I don't like the minus 130 price here. Let's see. I'm hoping that they will eventually give us Ryan McLeod point props. They have not done that yet here in this one. So as of right, Alex Tuch didn't get an assist in his last game. He was getting assists before that. Tage Thompson's been really good for the Sabres as well. But as of right now, I don't like the Zucker at minus 130. I was hoping for minus 115, minus 120, but with the Sabres being minus 200 favorites, that's probably why Zucker's at minus 130. I think it's a good parlay piece, though, Zucker point. But here for me, Owen Power over half an assist, plus 175. I will be locking in after the show. Thanks for doing the bonus show, Terry. Hey, no problem, Nick. I appreciate it. Obviously, why wait? Why wait? Because some people like to get an early start, and now people will have all night to watch it. And I noticed the Saturday or the Friday night shows that I do tend to get a lot more views, obviously, being the night before. So, bonus episode. On to our next game here, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Boston Bruins. The Leafs are around minus 140, road favorites. The Bruins plus 120, home dogs, 5.5 here in this one. David Pastrnak was not at practice today. Neither was Brad Marchand. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. But I'm assuming that they will both play tomorrow, but that's a complete assumption. So maybe you want to stay away from Pastrnak props. Looking at this game here, it's a pass. It's a pass for me here in this one. Of course, things can happen. Maybe tomorrow I'll have a play, but looking at this one here, maybe the draw could be a good look here. John Tavares point, Austin Matthews point, good parlay pieces. But ultimately, nothing I really love here in this one. Gonna stay away in this one. Sabres will continue to roll. Tage Thompson, anytime goal. Okay. FanDuel has the grade 8 Chase and Ovi is minus 174 to reach 895. This season, is that the one for this season? Yeah, I've been saying that for a while that he's going to hit it. So no big surprise. Of course, then he broke his leg and he's still going to hit it anyways. So yeah, he's the greatest goal scorer of all time. Alex Ovechkin. He just is. Obviously playing in this generation. He came into the league during one of the lowest goals per game averages in history. So he is the best goal scorer. Hi, Terry. Hi, Timothy. Hope all is well. But we're going to continue along with our preview here with tomorrow's slate. Carolina Hurricanes minus 210 The Montreal Canadiens, plus 175 home dogs. Sixes, minus 110 each way here at Bet365. And if this was a month ago, I would be all over Montreal here in this one. And I see the lines have moved since I made it. So Hurricanes minus 205 now. The Habs plus 170 here in this one. Sixes still. I don't think Carolina should be minus 210 in this game. The Canes have not been playing very well recently. Now, luckily for them, neither has Montreal. But Carolina enters this game. Bear with me for a second here. Having lost 4 of their last 5. 6-3 loss to Toronto. Then their last game before the break was a 7-3 win against Utah, but they lost 3 previous games before that. So losing 4 of their last 5. The Hurricanes now coming on here to face the Canadiens, who beat Ottawa 5-2 in the first game after the break. Looking at this game here, I hate to pass again, but nothing really interests me here. I don't trust this Hurricanes team. I don't think they should be as big of a favorite as they are. But this Habs team, if they're going to get back, because we saw them, like I said, a month or so ago. Well, obviously with the break, it's probably more like 2 months ago. But this Habs team was cashing dog tickets. They had an incredible win streak there. So, hey, they won their first game against Ottawa after the break. Maybe the Habs get going. Maybe they get back on one of those win streaks. But I need to see a little bit more. From them before I'm ready to jump on here. This would be a big win, a home win against the Hurricanes. Yes, the Hurricanes aren't playing well, so you got to keep that in mind as well. But for me in this game, unfortunately, it is a pass. However, I will not be passing in our next game. That's for sure. We have the Calgary Flames around plus 165 road dogs here. And the Washington Capitals here around minus 200 favorites. 6 here in this game. And looking at this one, we'll start with Calgary. Mackenzie Weegar has been playing very well for the Flames. I've not taken any of his props here. Plus 150, though, to get an assist here in this game. Let's see what his point prop is looking like. Plus 120 just to get a point for Mackenzie Weegar. And, hey, this Washington Capitals team has been playing excellent hockey right now. Their offense, they're averaging 5 point... What is it? 5 point... bear with me for a second. I have it here. 5.28 goals per game over their last 7 games. So the Capitals are scoring goals, but they're also giving up goals. So Calgary is likely going to get some goals here in this one. So the Capitals last game, a 7-3 win against Edmonton, an 8-3 win against Pittsburgh before that, 5-4 shootout loss against Utah, 4-3 win against Philly, 6-3 win against Florida, and the back-to-back 5-4 losses. So while the Capitals are playing well and they're scoring a ton of goals, they've given up at least 3 goals in their last 7 games in each game. So they have been giving up some goals as well. So I like Mackenzie Weegar assist. I like his point prop at plus 120. I'm not sure exactly which way I'm going to go. Because the point prop is plus 120, the assist is plus 150. Wow, that's actually crazy. I'm going to go with the point prop at plus 120 instead of plus 150, of course, because that's not a big difference at all. So, yeah, we'll be locking in Mackenzie Weegar over half a point here in this game for Calgary. And then for Washington, you guys know, well, I guess for people that don't have Twitter, I went 6-0 in the Caps game against Edmonton. So looking at this one here, this Caps team, I'm definitely sticking with some of these props. Now, Alexander Ovechkin anytime goal is currently minus 110 at Bet365. So I'm kind of happy that that is the case because I can leave his goal prop off because there's so many other props I want to get to, obviously. Dylan Strome assist, which is at plus 120. We're going to continue to roll with that. John Carlson assist, plus 132. 8 consecutive games. We've been rocking and rolling with Carlson assist. We're not jumping off now. We cashed in Tom Wilson anytime goal. In the last game, he's plus 210 to score. He's scoring in 5 of his last 6 games. So I'll be on Tom Wilson anytime goal. Connor McMichael, I've been watching. Obviously, got a point in his last game. He is, let's see here. That's to get an assist. I was going to say plus 230 to get a point. I was going to freak out there. Plus 120 for Connor McMichael to get a point. There's great value there. There's value with Alexei Protas at plus 110. He's got a point 4 or 5. Jacob Chikrin, of course, as well. Plus 125 to get a point. So there is so much you can do with the Capitals that I really I really don't know. I really don't know. But I can promise you Dylan Strome assist, Tom Wilson goal, and John Carlson assist are all making my card. I'm going to pass on Ovi because he's minus 110. And then with the other 3, I'm not going to take 6 props here because the Calgary Flames do have Dustin Wolf in net. Obviously a great goaltender, but this Caps offense is going right now. I would look at the Caps team total as well. I cashed on that against Pittsburgh. I didn't take it against Edmonton because I was on the full game over. But I'd probably go back here to Caps team total. As I said, they've scored 4 in 7 consecutive games. I'm not sure what it's going to be priced at. And yeah, this was a great win by Jonathan Davis, obviously on Twitter. He posted it. Ovi last goal. So if you wanted to bet Ovi and if you didn't want to parlay him with like Strome or Carlson or something like that, if you didn't want to do a parlay, but you did want to bet Ovi, looking at him to get the last goal is not a bad idea whatsoever. You can get a much higher price with that. And we saw cash in the last game. He loves to get his empty netters. That the Capitals are trying to get it to him because, trust me, all the Capitals players love Ovi, but I'm sure that they would all like to get him past Gretzky as soon as possible because once that's done and over with, they can really start focusing on the playoffs. But until he hits Gretzky's record, that's going to be being talked about, and that's going to be in everyone's mind. So once they can get past that, then they can start looking towards the playoffs. So I think the players definitely want to get him there. Obviously, he wants to get there. So yes, lots of props you can look at in this game, and I'll probably have too many. But you know what? After Saturday, I'm fine with it. So we'll go back to it here. Our next game, Dallas Stars and the Columbus Blue Jackets here. Dallas around minus 170 road favorites. The Blue Jackets plus 145. Home dogs around a 6 here in this one. And this one's tough when it comes to the side because, you know, I don't really want to fade the Dallas Stars right now. They kind of have that cold streak there, but they're playing much better now. The Blue Jackets entered the Four Nations break on a bit of a losing streak, but had a good win against Chicago in their first game back. Obviously, Columbus at home has been great all year long. So when it comes to the side here, I don't want to get involved. Player props, however, Ken Johnson. I'm going to take his goal prop here, which I believe I saw was at. Actually, let me take a look at what his point prop is in this one, because the last game for Columbus, obviously against Chicago, I had to parlay minus 105. So I do like that, minus 105 for Kent Johnson to get a point. What I'm likely going to do is parlay that with Werenski again, which is plus 175 for Zach Werenski to get a point and Ken Johnson to get a point. That will be on my card once again. We cashed that plus 120 in the last game. As you can see here, 12 of 13 games for Werenski, 10 of 11 for Ken Johnson. So I'll be parlaying the two together, both to get a point. And then Ken Johnson, anytime goal is plus 300. There's a ton of value there with him, plus 300. He scored in 3 of his last 4 games. So we'll be going to Ken Johnson goal as well. Kirill Marchenko, points in 7 of 8. I probably shouldn't forget him, but I do respect this Dallas Stars defense and goaltending, so I'm not going to go overboard. Stick with the same game parlay and with Johnson goal. With Dallas, Duchesne didn't score for us in the last game. He did get 2 assists, so you could definitely look at Duchesne assist. Ben assist is a good look. Wyatt Johnston's been shooting the puck a lot. He's got an assist in 3 games in a row. I know he did score in back-to-back games before the last game, so maybe you want to look at Johnston goal as well. Maybe Johnston and Johnson. Maybe parlay both together to get a point. That would be an interesting parlay, but not a bad look here in this game. I do think we get goals here in this one. I do. I think this will be a higher scoring game on the slate. Canada champions. The best are born here. There we go. 15 shots and goal, 21 directed at the net for Ovi on the weekend. Yeah. They're trying, like I said, he wants to get it. The players want him to get it. He's going to get it. He's going to pass Gretzky. It's just a matter of time. But on to our next game, the Edmonton Oilers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. As I said, odds were just released prior to me doing the show, so I haven't even had a chance to look at each game here. I'm talking about player props, and why don't they have goal scorers? That's weird. They have points and assists for the Edmonton Oilers players, but they don't have goals yet. Okay, so I'll have to continue to look for Leon Draisaitl anytime goal. Price. Actually, let me bring up FanDuel quickly. Because in this game, obviously Edmonton minus 110, Tampa Bay minus 110, a total of 6.5 here. I could only look at the over in this game if I was going to get to something. Edmonton obviously has been involved in some high-scoring games. And the Oilers not playing too well right now. Before the break, 5-4 loss against Colorado. And then after the break here, a 6-3 loss to Philly and a 7-3 loss to Washington. So being outscored 13-6 has not been good for the Edmonton Oilers so far since the break. As I said, I could only go with over with the Oilers. And while I want to take Tampa Bay, how long do we expect Edmonton? Oh, plus 135 for Draisaitl to score at FanDuel. Plus 135. It's not often you see him at that price. That's definitely making my card. Yes, it's going to probably be against Vasilevsky, which is fine. Draisaitl scored in 6 of his last 7 games. He's just been fantastic. As you can see, a point in 16 of 17. You're going to give me a plus 135 for Draisaitl to score. That is 100% making my card here in this game. Otherwise, nothing else at this point. Part of me wants to take the draw here in this one. Edmonton went to overtime in back-to-back games in their last 2 wins against Chicago and St. Louis. And obviously they've lost 3 since then. And then Tampa Bay on the other side, they're on a nice win streak here. Bear with me for a second. They've won 5 games in a row. Back-to-back games against Ottawa, Detroit, Montreal, and then Seattle in their last game. So maybe Tampa Bay is the play here in this one. And then, of course, as I said, the over could potentially be a good look here as well in this one. But Leon Draisaitl anytime goal for sure is making my card here in this one. Werenski shots. Ladder the shots. All right, I like it. I stay away from shot props because they lose. I didn't today, so we'll see how it goes with Laferriere. But Dallas really struggling with D-man shots. Okay, good to know. Leon plus, yeah, that's a very decent price. That is a very, very decent price. Sorry, you guys looked it up as I was talking, so thank you guys. Yeah, plus 135. That's beautiful. McDavid 2 assists or Kucherov and McDavid Apple parlay. McDavid actually didn't even make the screen here. He hasn't been quite consistent lately. So I believe he did get an assist there in the last game. I think that's all he got was an assist yesterday. So in the last game, Tampa reverse puck line -1.5. I could see it. They're playing really well right now. I like what I've seen from Tampa Bay. I don't like what I've seen from Edmonton. The Oilers are going to get it together, though. I just don't know if this is the spot. And I may very well get to the Lightning here at -110. I think that's a nice price for them at home here in this game. So we'll be looking at that. One game that I won't be getting to here. Now, I was looking at Kyle Palmieri. I was looking at him. But the fact of the matter is I just don't trust this Islanders team. I know. Islanders fans, I know I talk shit about the Islanders a lot, but I don't trust this team offensively. Kyle Palmieri is -105 to get a point here, so you could potentially look at him in this game, but I just know if I take him here, this will be the game his streak comes to an end. So he's on a 3-game streak, so there you go. For the Rangers, again, offensively isn't consistent. This Rangers team just as a whole isn't consistent. The way they started this, they started so well this season, and I thought I was going to roll easy to my Rangers over 100.5 point season point total. And then, of course, the disaster struck. They've somewhat been able to play better since then, but I don't trust the Rangers. I don't trust the Islanders. Pass. I will be passing in the Battle of New York here in this one. If you like Tampa, you can also target their team total over 3.5. 26 of 32 wins, 4 more goals. There we go. I could do that instead of, because I do like the over. I do like Tampa. Maybe that's the way to go, is to do Tampa team total. I get the best of both worlds. Adam Fox assist -115. He has looked good in the 2 games since the break. He has, or in his last 2 games, he's looked good. So maybe he's going to start heating up. He didn't look good in the Four Nations, but he's looked good since he's come back. On to our next game. We've got the Florida Panthers and the Nashville Predators here. Florida -150 road favorites. The Preds +125 home dogs here in this one. And this game, again, not one of my favorite games. Kind of like the last game here. The Panthers, they should win this game. Nashville's been a disappointment all year. I don't like that Matthew Tkachuk is not playing. His status is unknown exactly how long he'll be out. There was some worries that it would be for the rest of the season, but Maurice said he will play this year. So his big question mark with Tkachuk, which really sucks because he was on such a heater. We were cashing on him every game, Matthew Tkachuk, obviously before his injury. So that is a big loss for Florida. But looking at this game, Florida is the much better team here. I just don't like -150. I'd have to go with them in regulation, which I'm just not comfortable with. So this game is a pass. But lots of games on the slate. Nothing wrong with passing on some of them, which is the case here. I will not be passing on our next game, though. We've got the Detroit Red Wings, plus 120. Road Dogs heading to Minnesota to face the Wild, minus 140. Home favorites, 5.5 here in this game. And I'll start right with that 5.5 at minus 120. I think there's value here with taking that over. I'm not sure when I do tomorrow's show at 1 p.m. tomorrow that it'll still be a 5.5. I kind of think this will move to a 6 here in this game. Of course, these two teams did just face each other, and obviously it was a high-scoring win for the Wild, who battled back there in that game. Their only game since the break, a 4-3 overtime win against the Red Wings. Back-to-back high-scoring games for the Wild. Their last game before the break, a 6-3 win against the Islanders. Obviously, the 4-3 win against Detroit. And then the Red Wings on the other side. 4 consecutive overs for them. 5-4 shootout win against Seattle. 6-3 loss to Tampa Bay. 4-3 overtime loss to the Wild. 5-4 overtime win against Anaheim. Detroit's gone to overtime in 4 of their last 5 games and 5 of their last 7. So this Red Wings team has been a draw machine lately. The Wild obviously went to overtime against Detroit, but not a lot of overtimes before that. Do we see these two teams that just faced each other? Do we see them go to overtime again against each other when it just happened in the Wild's last game? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the draw. But one thing I am sure of is give me Alex DeBrincat anytime goal, and especially give me Alex DeBrincat over half a power play point. Alex DeBrincat power play point is plus 290. Plus 290 at Bet365. You guys know I love the Wild. I obviously don't try to hide it. If you look at the beginning of the video on the wall, you can see I'm a Wild fan. Actually, I should have my Wild jersey on right now too. I absolutely forgot, since we're covering a day where the Wild's playing. So I absolutely love the Wild, but their penalty kill is absolutely awful. It's dog shit. It is horrendous. I can't explain how bad it is as a Wild fan having to watch it. When the other team gets a power play, I leave the room because I don't want to watch what's about to happen. So basically, DeBrincat's got a power play point in 4 consecutive games. This Detroit Red Wings power play is the second best power play in the entire NHL. The Wild, they have the 30th ranked penalty kill. So luckily, there is 2 teams worse than them, one of them being this Detroit Red Wings team. So both of these teams have awful penalty kills. The Detroit Red Wings have the second best power play in the NHL. I don't know why this game's at a 5.5, but I'm going to be taking the over 5.5 here. I'm going to be taking Alex DeBrincat anytime goal. Alex DeBrincat over half a power play point. Patrick Kane over half a power play point. He's done that in 3 consecutive games. His power play points plus 280. So again, a ton of value there with Patrick Kane as well in this game. And of course, I'm a Wild fan, and I don't want to leave my Wild out. But no, of course, that's not why I'm playing it. Give me Marco Rossi anytime goal here in this one. I love what I've seen from Rossi, especially recently. So I'll be taking his anytime goal, which again, 365 does not have goal props for. I'm not going to complain because I've never once that I can remember see them have point and assist props up this early in a day. So I'm not going to complain if they don't have goal props. That is what other books like FanDuel's for. Marco Rossi, bear with me for a second, is I have to click show more, which is a good sign. Plus 250 to score. Alex DeBrincat's plus 220. Lots of value with both of those guys. here in this game. Now we'll jump into the chat and see what people are thinking. The chat better not all be on Detroit. I don't want to be I'll be angry. No, I'm kidding. When it comes to the side here, though, you guys know the Wild, I said it a lot, much better road team than a home team. So the Wild at minus 140, I wouldn't recommend anyone to take the Wild in this game at minus 140, especially with this being a revenge factor. I think the play here is the over. You're back on Bennett assist. Okay. Shocker. Haha. Yes, shocker. Zegras just got suspended 3 games. Wow. And you know what? You can't say that it wasn't with just cause. If you watch the video, like that was clear as day, obvious. Like that was bad, Zegras. You can't be doing that. Especially, it was so obvious. He just skated right up to him and got him. So yeah, that was rewarded. Also, in other suspension news, I know some people will hate to hear it. Ryan Hartman had his suspension reduced from 10 games to 8 games. So he'll be coming back shortly for the Wild. And all I have to say is I hope he learned his lesson. Bettman said he thinks he's learned his lesson now. I don't know if that's the case. He's definitely had a history. But I want Ryan Hartman to get his shit together. Otherwise, Bill Guerin has to look at getting rid of him, because with the Wild's cap situation, you can't be having a guy being suspended for 10 games with unnecessary actions. That said, I will be betting Ryan Hartman props against St. Louis, which will be coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. Def looking at both goalies over saves. I could see that. Every Red Wings power play point that is available. Wow, Nick. Wow. But no, looking at power play points, DeBrincat, as I said, plus 290. Kane is plus 280. Larkin plus 275. Raymond plus 250. And Moritz Seider plus 290. So there's value there. Looking at the Wild, Rossi plus 375. Boldy plus 210, Eck plus 330, Faber plus 550, and Zuccarello plus 270, all to get power play points. I think there's good looks there as well. But I'll be looking at Mr. DeBrincat and probably Mr. Kane as well. Raymond has 6 goals in 7 games versus the Wild. Interesting. Obviously, you guys know I'm not going to load up on props against the Wild, but there are some I have to take, like Alex DeBrincat. But yeah, love that price. There you go. Boldy has 7 goals. And I remember. I didn't know the exact number, but I do know Boldy has done well against Detroit. I remember that. So too bad he's on an assist streak, kind of like Raymond. They're both on assist streaks right now, but maybe this is the game where they get the goal going. Raymond, DeBrincat, Kane, power play point, and yeah, you might add Larkin. Not a bad look. That does not matter because Philip Gustafson is starting tomorrow. That's already been confirmed by John Hines. Already let it out. Let the surprise out of the bag. So it will be Gustafson tomorrow. But I hope DeBrincat does well against Gustafson too, because it's not often that I take props against the Wild, but in this case, I definitely have to. But we'll move on along because people don't want to hear about the Wild the entire show. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I've covered other games, but Seattle Kraken and the St. Louis Blues. Seattle around plus 120, road dogs. The Blues around minus 140, home favorites. A total of 5.5 here in this game. Minus 110 each way in this one. And you guys know what I'm going to be on in this game. I don't think I really need to say it. No, I'm kidding. Of course, I'll say it. Give me Shane Wright over 0.5 point. Now let me go and see what we're looking at for that. I hope it's available. I'm kicking myself that I didn't bet it the first game after the break. Obviously, it was plus 180, but because it wasn't available at most books, I didn't bet it there. I did get it in the last game for plus 150, and he's plus 130 tomorrow. Oh, wow. Okay, so plus 130 for Shane Wright to get a point. Obviously, he's done that in 9 of his last 10 games. So there's still value at plus 130. I'd be taking it if it was plus 100 here in this game. There's still value. It's plus money. He's done it in 9 of his last 10 games. He did score in the last game, but I'm not getting greedy. I will take his point prop and then move on. With the St. Louis Blues here, Robert Thomas and Pavel Buchnevich, assist props, both been cashing. Thomas is plus 105 for an assist. Pavel Buchnevich is plus 150 for an assist in this game. So only 3 players here on the screen, but there's value on all 3 here in this game. I will be taking Shane Wright. I'm not sure about the Blues props. I'm not sure. Kind of want to see who's in net here for Seattle in this game before deciding. Cat has 1 and 3 versus Gustafsson. Okay, not bad. Wright has 12 in his last 13. Really? 12 in his last 13? Did I miss a few games somehow? Well, I'll look at that. I will look at that. 12 points in the last 13 for Wright. How could I have missed that? How could I have 9 of 10? I'll have to look at that after. But there we go. Way better than what I thought. So I'll have to look at that and find out how I could have possibly missed that. That can't be right because there's no way I would have missed that. Somebody's made an error. Let me see here. Shane Wright. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of his last 11. So I missed one. So we're both wrong somehow. But okay. It's okay. Anyways, Shane Wright point. There's value with it. Whatever number he's actually at, I may have done that a little bit quicker. 9 of 10 is not wrong. There we go. But yeah, there's value with him. Definitely value with him. Chicago Blackhawks and the Utah Hockey Club in our final game of the night for tomorrow's slate. Here in this one, Chicago around plus 210, road dogs. The Utah Hockey Club minus 260, home favorites, a total 6 in this one. And if I was betting the side in this game, it would have to be Chicago or pass. So I'm passing, of course. I'm not taking the Blackhawks. Rarely ever will I bet the Blackhawks. Obviously, these 2 divisional opponents have faced once, and that was the first ever game for Utah. A 5-2 win against the Blackhawks. Who scored in that game? Who scored the first goal ever for the Utah Hockey Club? A guy I'm betting tomorrow to score. Give me Dylan Guenther. Anytime goal here. 4 of his last 6 games he scored. 4 of his last 6 games, he has at least 5 shots on goal. So he's shooting the puck a ton, and we'll take him here. His anytime goal prop. Let's take a look. At what it is going to be. Plus 160. Ooh. So the value is, obviously it's because it's against Chicago and they're minus 260 favorites. That's why it's only plus 160. But I will take it. We'll see what Bet365 has if they put up. We'll see how the line moves here. With player props, you might think that you can possibly wait till tomorrow. And when I got my player props ready for Saturday, when I went Sunday, all 4 of my goal scoring props got worse in price. So I should have taken them the night before. So because the things are available, I'm going to be locking things in tonight. My only play here is Dylan Guenther, anytime goal. Ryan Donato's been playing well for the Hawks. Frank Nazar as well, an assist in 3 of his last 4 games. Premium plays in Capper Tech. Of course, I've got one premium play up today, and then I'll have a couple premium plays up for tomorrow as well. So you can get those there on Capper Tech. Make sure to hit the like button if you guys enjoyed today's show, and leave a comment if you like having the show early. If you guys want to see more shows early, leave it in the comment section when the video is done. Help the algorithm, and hit the subscribe button if you guys are new. Appreciate all the support, guys. Best of luck tonight, and best of luck tomorrow. And then we'll talk to you guys tomorrow for another episode of Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Predictions. Best of luck, guys.